that's true. Naked Palpatine.
Oh, you pick that one. Fresh out of the clone tank, nude Palpatine is my
Well, that's the first thing I think of when you say Dark Empire Palpatine.
Hello everybody. I'd be a little bit more enthusiastic, but the Nugget's not feeling the best. And I don't know what's wrong with me, but never say that I don't do anything for you guys. Because no matter how I'm feeling, if I have a review to do, I'm gonna do it for you, because that's more important than my own well-being. Oh, that's a good distraction from just having pain in the head. So today, I have for you. Oh, my bad. Hello, buddy. I need a weapon. And today, I have for you Halo Rubicon Protocol by Kelly Gay. You heard the author name right, so that should go ahead and read it. If it's written by Kelly Gay, then you're pretty safe to enjoy it. Alright, see you. I'm just kidding. Basically, at the start of Halo Infinite, we don't really get any context. The Infinity, the ship, is under attack. And within that, we see Master Chief himself fighting Atriox. He then loses, gets thrown off the ship. And when we see Master Chief again, there's been a 6-month time gap. Master Chief has been seemingly in a coma for 6 months. Or if not a coma, I don't know what else you would call it. He just is inactive for 6 months. However, there were other Spartans on that ship. There were other soldiers on that ship. We meet some of them in Halo Infinite. Rubicon Protocol is a story about all the Spartans and all the soldiers that didn't make it within that 6-month time gap. As when you play Halo Infinite, you will find many dead Spartans. You will find many dead soldiers in audio logs that don't go in super detail as to what was going on, but enough for you to get the gist. So this entire book is just their story. And Kelly Gay does a phenomenal job of characters that you are... If you have played Infinite, then you've heard these names before. You might have heard their voices in a couple audio logs. But you never saw them in person. So for people that never... I mean, to be frank, they never existed before this novel. They weren't in any other of the Halo books. They weren't in any other Halo games or anything else. Like, they came into existence in Halo Infinite. This is all their backstory. Considering I've never heard of these characters before and never will again, this book did a sufficient and amazing job of making me care about almost every single one of them, so that if you were to replay Halo Infinite with the context of this book in mind, maybe you'd feel a bit more emotions when you meet their dead corpse in Halo Infinite. And that's part of the thing. Again, all these characters are brand new. I mean, again, you've heard them maybe in Halo Infinite if you played that first, because this novel, publication-wise, came out after. But it does a really quick job in just the span of 350 pages of making you care about these people. And so it was quite good in that respect. It does... The world, unfortunately, feels just like the game, which makes sense. But again, you know, I just think back to Greg Bear's books and how this very ring was integral to a very big plot point that drove that series phenomenal. And it just doesn't matter here. So it's a little depressing, but that's okay. Because Halo Infinite doesn't care about it either. We do get a little bit more nuggets of things with the Endless, as of course in that famous audio log where we have the Harbinger kind of mentally torturing Lucas Browning. We get that a little bit more in depth in this book, along with a little, and I stress only a little bit more, with the Harbinger. We still, to this day, as of 2024, because by the time you're watching this, it is 2025, but for me it's not, we still do not have a solid answer as to who the Endless are. And now with Halo Studios instead of 343, I don't know how they're going to pick up that plot point. I hope they don't just drop it like 343 always does. I hope they follow through and just make something good out of it. But my theory, up until proven otherwise, is that the Endless are in fact the precursors, or at least a remnant form of them, or half-blood, or something or another. So that's what I'm sticking with. But none of the... I think the Spartan I liked the most was Horvath. He was great. There's actually this amazing scene with him and a brute where they're kind of stranded, and until they can get back to a normal part of the ring or whatever, where all the other factions are, they work together. And I just thought it's very, during like World War One, when it became Christmas time, and just for that one day, they did not fight. Felt kind of like that. In fact, it was even Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, apparently, where he realized he was going to be spending it with this, brute. So I thought that was fun. This book is also extremely graphic. It has not been this graphic in a while. It has definitely started to feel more like Star Wars in terms of the violence in these Halo books, feeling very PG-13 at most. But we forget that this series started as a military action sci-fi. And so you definitely get a bit more of that in this particular story. There's a lot more brutality, a lot more darkness, a lot more hopelessness, too. Because in a sense, to a lesser extent, I don't feel like this emotionally hits me the way that Halo Reach did in the span of just a few hours. But it's still a similar idea of but especially if you've played Infinite first, you know that none of these characters are alive by the end of the story. You already go into that knowing that. So there's sort of this impending dread. In the same way that when you play Halo Reach, it starts with your helmet that you created at the beginning of the game, dusty, broken, and alone. So at the very least, you know that you die. But as the theme and plot of Halo Reach continue on, you realize, no, everybody's going to die. Because we don't see any of them in the original games. It's only going to be Master Chief. And so there are similar vibes here with all these characters. The ones that kind of stand out are, what was it, Kovath or something? I forget his name. I didn't write it down. Stone was phenomenal. This female Spartan, and Horvath. And then Lucas was really great too, but he wasn't a Spartan. But yeah, it's all just backstory for these characters. Or not backstory for characters specifically, like, oh, when they were at home eating coffee, was it eating coffee? No, but it is like their adventure on the ring before Master Chief wakes up. And they did do stuff to help at least prolong the Banished for Master Chief to come in and save the day. If not for these Spartans, when Master Chief woke up, everything would have been over already. So it wasn't useless, their sacrifice. They provided enough time for Master Chief to wake up and then save the day, as he always does. But yeah, I really don't have too many spoilers either. Oh, Kovan is his name. Figured it out. Yeah, I really don't have anything to really say. I'll just mention some stuff here because there's nothing super spoilery. I don't think I'm going to do a spoiler section for this one. But Rubicon Protocol, which is the name of the book, is asset denial. When the Rubicon Protocol is initiated, it essentially means that there's no need to wait for orders or backup or whatever. You are the backup. You're not getting more help, so do whatever you can to make the enemy suffer. Make their life a living hell until you no longer can. That's all Rubicon Protocol is. So, it is, especially when they get that order, is basically a suicide order. Like keep fighting till you can't, till you die. Because you're not getting any help. So, I thought that was really cool. Also, something that humanizes the Brutes a bit and the Vanished faction as a whole. I mean, you kind of already know this if you play the games, but along with whatever other plans they have, they want this ring because they're trying to have a new home. Because, and again, we're just told this in Halo Infinite, but Cortana blew up the Brute's homeworld. It's gone. So they need somewhere new to live. And they're hoping to make this ring their new home, along with being a massive deterrent to Cortana herself. I won't tell the context, but the only other spoiler thing, there's this really dark scene where this person has suffered a great deal, suffering terribly, and Spartan, he's like, I'm supposed to be here to save people, not give them a way out. But what else is he supposed to do? She's suffering. She asks for the gun. He gives her the gun. She says, I'll wait till you leave. I don't want to have to see it. Starts walking out. That's been done in a lot of fiction. But I think of anything that probably hit me the most in this whole story was just that moment. And it honestly almost brought me to tears. Maybe I'm just a sucker or a baby or whatever, but it affected me. But yeah, I'm not gonna get into spoilers. I really suggest, whether you've played Halo Infinite or you never give it a chance, read this. It might actually make you want to play it. Halo Infinite isn't perfect, but it's certainly gameplay-wise better than 4 and 5, and the story is leagues above 5. However, I'm curious to see how Halo Studios will continue it off of this, which I hope they do. I hope they don't just ignore it, because it happened too much with 343. Work with it, make something great out of the tools you already have. But yeah, I thought it was phenomenal. I mean, not the greatest thing, but it was really solid, really, really good. And I guess I just trust Kelly Gay with everything. Kelly Gay can write for Halo. Kelly Gay, Troy Denning is pretty good with Outcasts. I feel like Troy Denning's I'm kind of lukewarm on Troy Denning's books. And of course, Greg Bear's trilogy. But I'll do my tier list soon, after Epitaph. So, that is it, my fellow gamers. Thank you all so much for watching. We have 2 things left. We have Epitaph and Infinite itself. And then we have read and gone through the entire Halo universe. I might have gone out of order in February, and that would have been current day me reviewing the new Halo book. But outside of that, this is me from still December of 2024 reviewing for you. And yeah, it was great. I'm really excited to read Halo Epitaph, actually, because I know it's got the Didact. I love the Didact. One of the greatest additions 343 ever gave us and then quickly killed off. And it's by Kelly Gay, so I trust her. She did justice to Guilty Spark in her other books, so I trust her to do justice to the Didact as well. Till next time, let us very soon finish the fight. Till then.